On my morning jog that I sometimes do to avoid having to talk to my family members, I decided to stop at the park in Midtown. It was a high-class neighborhood, the type where you're probably more likely to be mugged by the police than many of the passers-by. I thought about taking a nap on a park bench. There weren't too many people around. I didn't exactly look homeless. I probably wasn't going to get kicked off. But when I went to sit down, I noticed a pretty large book on the bench. Not quite the size of a dictionary, but definitely larger than most novels. I picked it up and looked at the cover. Necronomicon, it said. I remembered seeing some Cthulhu nut on the internet mention that word, so I looked it up on my phone while I was sitting there. The search revealed it was a book of forbidden knowledge in one of H.P. Lovecraft's stories. Kinda cheeky, I thought, as if the owner of this book was guarding their diary by giving it the title Secret Shit Do Not Read or Your Eyes Will Burn Off. The search also said that the title was used for a collection of Lovecraft short stories, which I guess was another possibility. I looked at the book again and picked it up. Then I looked around me, half expecting some overweight 30-something with a neckbeard to ask for their diary back. But apart from a group of 4 or 5 teenagers trying to play baseball about 500 feet away from me, there wasn't anybody around. I opened the book and started reading. Entry number 1, June 17th, 1992, 04:31. Right, so here we got about 10 of the fucking things piled up in the basement. They started expanding to the point where it looked like they might explode and take the whole place down with them. Luckily they didn't. Mr. Gendarme managed to fill them up with some green shit that makes them shake, and they shook out whatever the hell it was they were bloated with. Honestly, it looks like spunk, and now it's all over the fucking floor. Some of it even leaked outside, and we're gonna have to bury it before sunrise. Probably just a better to answer to people that it is spunk. Would be easier to explain than this shit. To describe my thoughts as mixed would have been a terrible understatement. On one hand, there were some giggles at the vulgarity, some confusion as to what the, quote, fucking things piled up in the basement, unquote, were, some eyebrow raising at the age of the entry, but mostly disappointment that such a vague entry would be the first one. Does this person not know how to write a diary? I could get if a journal had some obscure references had later on, since there would be reference points from earlier on to look back on. But then I had to slap myself in the forehead and tell myself this book isn't being written for an audience, it's a catalogue of memories. Very, very strange memories at that. I looked ahead to the last entry, May 27th, 2018. That almost made my hair stand up. If the writer had the book today, then they were almost definitely not very far away. I looked around at the park again, but no, just those same stupid-ass teenagers trying to play baseball with only 4 people. For a second I thought maybe I should just put it back down, forget about it. But at this point I was too curious. I just wanted to know more. The idea occurred to me that I probably shouldn't be reading in public when at any second the owner might come back and notice me there. I was getting more unnerved by the second, so I went over to the cafe across the street from the park. They had air conditioning, it wasn't too busy, and I couldn't see anybody look at me when I walked in with a book under my arm. I opened up the book to the second entry and started to read. I looked back up. It seemed that several hours had passed. It was nighttime, and the cafe was completely empty, even though all the lights were still on. I looked back down at the book, and there was only one entry left. Entry 632, May 27th, 2018, 1647. I needed a new place. The old one was starting to buckle under all the goddamn weight. The manager of some high-class hotel, who's apparently in the know about what I've been doing, offered me a new place. How he knows, I have no idea, and I don't really think I care. He told me I should just leave the book outside in case some schmuck picked it up. Fuck knows how he found out about the book, but this dude is all sorts of creepy shit. But, I guess I'll just do it. Not like it could go wrong. Fuck knows why. Well, if you are that schmuck, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're fucked, mate. Doesn't matter where you are, home, still on that bench, or even in this stupid-ass hotel. You're fucked, mate, and I just thought you should know. I threw the book down on the floor and ran as fast as I could to the front door. When I opened it, it was unlocked. Entry 633, May 28th, 2018, 03:22. So it turns out that some schmuck did come and read the book. I'm glad they didn't go to the police. It would have turned out a lot worse for them. Sure, their current situation isn't exactly what you would call good, but I'm just saying it would have been a lot worse. Not really sure what I'm gonna tell that creepy-ass hotel manager. Who knows what the fuck he'll do to them. But the more I think about it, the less I think I care.